There goes a train. It's on its way to Adelaide. How would you like to see what happens on a train trip? Let's go with Richard. He lives in a town called Murray Bridge in South Australia, and today he's going on the train to Adelaide with his mother. She's at the station buying the tickets. She asks for one for herself and a child's ticket for Richard. The money that people pay for their tickets helps to pay the cost of running the trains. A porter carries Mother's case for her. The checker at the ticket gate looks to see that the tickets are correct. Meanwhile, Richard has been watching the trains in the railway yards near the station. All kinds of things are being loaded onto them to be carried to the city. On go bags of wheat, and into the train go some sheep. While Richard is watching, a goods train pulls out. Can you see what it's carrying? Wheat, and firewood. But it's nearly time for Richard's train to come. Hurry, Richard. Richard tells his mother all about the goods trains he's seen. Here comes the train. Listen to its whistle. It says, "I'm coming to the station." The train pulls up slowly. It's too long for the country station, and the engine has to stop way past the platform. This train is pulled by a new kind of engine called a diesel-electric engine. It's very powerful and runs on oil instead of coal. See how different it looks from this big steam engine which is taking on water nearby. All the passengers get onto the train. The porters put bags of letters onto the train. Trains carry letters from one place to another, and they carry big parcels, and things like cases of fruit. It's nearly time to go, but the signal says stop. The train can't go without an all-clear signal to say that there are no other trains on the line ahead. The signals are worked by the man in the signal box. He knows when it's safe to go. Now watch as he pulls the lever, down goes the signal. All clear. The engine driver sees it and looks around at the guard. Everybody is aboard, so off we go. Exciting things from a train window. There's a windmill turning. And some sheep are resting under the shade of the trees. The engine driver has an important job. He has to watch the signals carefully. They tell him whether the line ahead is clear. Keeps his hand on the controls. All the passengers on the train depend on him to get them safely through the journey. Richard's train is an express train, and it doesn't stop at the small stations on the way. In this one, a goods train is waiting. Here comes the conductor of the train, asking for the tickets. Mother gives them to him. The conductor punches the tickets to show that the journey has been made. No one else can use the tickets now. Jane lives in Ambleside. The train to Adelaide passes through her town, and she can tell when a train is coming. The lights flash and a bell rings. When the train goes, the lights and the bell stop, and it's safe to cross the line. Sometimes hills are too steep for the train lines to go over, so they go through a tunnel under the hill. Men are repairing the lines. They stand back to let the train pass. Through the suburbs of Adelaide, the train rushes. We're nearly there. Past the big railway goods yards to the city of Adelaide. Here we are at the station, the journey over. There are Richard's cousin and aunt who've come to meet the travellers. They are pleased to see one another. Porters are taking out luggage for the passengers and mail for people who live in Adelaide. There's a bag from Murray Bridge. We'll say goodbye to Richard and his mother now. We hope they enjoy their holiday. But the engine has to go back to work. So she's taken to the engine yards and cleaned and filled with oil to be ready for another journey. Tomorrow, she'll be off again, carrying passengers and goods and mail into the country far away.